So we've got a little upgrade in sprayers. So I'm going to fertilize the high tunnel. And I'll show you what I had before, which was a pump sprayer. It held 2 gallons. This holds 4 gallons, and it is on a cart with wheels, so I can pull it instead of dragging it. It is from PetraTools, which is a family-owned company out of Maryland, so USA product. It also has a backpack to it. It is a battery sprayer, so it'll turn on and go. I'll show you that in a minute. We have different lengths of hoses for accessories. You have different nozzle pieces for accessories, and then a strap. It could be backpack, but it's fairly heavy for me. It's perfect for me in the high tunnel. It's also perfect for mobile watering. So instead of unhooking all the hoses to water these plants on the porch, I can do it with this. So it's on. I've turned it on. It has a little, I can get it where you can see it. Down here it's got a valve or a knob for how much pressure you want to come out, the water to come out, and then it's got an on-off switch for the battery. So it's fairly easy to operate. You just pull the trigger on the wand, and then again I can just use this for watering. I'm getting ready to use it for fertilizer though. I'm going to fill it up with some fertilizer. So it is a great little gadget for me, or for anybody really, is because it is mobile. So if you have water that needs to be done and you doesn't reach a hose, then this is a great tool. So we're going to take it out to the greenhouse, or we're going to take it out to the high tunnel and fill it up with some fertilizer and water out there in the high tunnel. Okay, I'm going to add this fertilizer to my new fancy fertilizer sprayer, water sprayer. It's going to be fertilizer. This is what I used before. This is what I have been using, and it works. It's a Husqvarna. It's a 2 gallon. This is a 4 gallon. Actually, I think it's a 1.5 gallons. You had to pump and spray, pump and spray, pump and spray. So this is a major upgrade from that. So I'm going to mix the fertilizer in the bucket and then pour it in so I can make sure that it's stirred up and mixed up. Now, according to the specs, I need 2 cups of this Alaska fish fertilizer, which luckily you don't have smell-o-vision because it smells horrid, but it does work. Ugh, it's gross. It's really gross, but it does a good job. So it looks like, ugh, smells like, I don't even gonna say it's gross. All right, so 2 cups of that, and I'm gonna mix it in this bucket of water so that it will mix. You can see how thick it is. It's sticking to the to the measuring cup. And I'm going to keep on. I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on it because it smells horrid. And our ag agent has since retired, but his name was Terry. And he was so helpful to us. He helped us get this high tunnel. But he said, use the fish fertilizer plus sugar. Add a cup of sugar. So I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar to this. Just plain old granulated sugar. And stir that in and give these plants another little boost. So 1 cup, 2 cups. So it's 1 cup per 2 gallons. So we'll stir that in. Try to dissolve it a little bit. And then we're going to pour it into our sprayer. That over here. Without spilling it, try to. And that'll fill me up to 4 gallons perfectly. A little bit of that sugar didn't dissolve, but that's okay. We're going to get it in there anyway. All right. Get that cap back on. And you can see that it's darker. You can see it's in there now. And I'm going to start with the cucumbers. They seem to be producing a lot of fruit and need a little extra help. So let's go this way with our handy dandy sprayer. We're going to turn it on, let the pressure build up in there. And we're just going to roll it down the aisle. There we go. And just like that, we're going to fertilize right down the line. See how long it takes us to use up 4 gallons of fertilizer. The nice thing about it is there's not a lot of bending. Once you get it working the way, and this is my first time using it in here, so I'm sure I'll work through another system, but it's working pretty good. It's easy. And I'll tell you this, it's nice not to have to pump that sprayer. This is way better. So my thoughts on the PetraTools battery sprayer is I love it. I just have to work, it's a little tricky going through the rows for me, so I probably next time will reach across the rows and just stay on the outside. The handle is a little wobbly. I don't know if that's something we can tighten up or something that's in design. I gotta look that up. But knowing, I do know that 4 gallons will generously spray 1/2 of the high tunnel. Now this side is doing fine. This side is zucchini and it's fine. But yeah, I'm pleased with it. It sure is a lot easier than pumping and spraying and grabbing and carrying. So I will give this a 2 thumbs up and I will give it a 10 out of 10. And now I'm gonna go clean it up because I've gotten it a little bit dirty. this morning, and we are going to plant some seedlings. I already have some pumpkins out in the patch growing already, and I thought I would plant some more to add in later, so I don't have them all coming out in September. So I'm going to plant Winter Luxury, and these are from Johnny's, and that's a pie pumpkin, and Junona, which is a little bit of a stripe, so that's fun. So I've got my tags ready, and I am going to add a little soil, which is a great thing to have. All right, I'm going to water it down a little bit. My hoity-hoity knife. I want it about the consistency of brownie batter. That's better. Now, that soil is mixed up nicely. It's just good to have a bucket of some sort to mix your soil in. Just makes it nice and easy. All right, let's see how many seeds we have in each packet. This says 30 and this says 30. So our cells are 24. So that's good. Should I do that many? That's a lot of pumpkins. I think I'll do 12 of one and 12 of the other, because that's 24 more pumpkin plants, which is a gracious plenty, I think. That's a lot of pumpkin plants. All right, the first ones we'll do are the Junona. They're very pretty. It's like a green and orange stripe. That was real pretty. And those are the seeds. All right, so we're just going to poke them down in, maybe about 1/4 of an inch. Not far. Don't go deep. I don't think I've ever seen green pumpkin seeds. Those are cool. Yeah, I think we'll do 12 and 12. That way if I need to come back and do more later, I can. And sometimes I do 2 seeds a cell, but I think I'm just going to do 1. Since I've got some extras. And then I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of dirt loosely on the top. All right, let's put in our... So from there back will be Juno. What is it? That is hard to say. Junona. And this one will be Winter Luxury. Let's see what they look like. Now, I love Johnny seeds. The only issue I have is there's no pictures. So I've said it before, but when you order from Johnny's, go ahead and print off your receipt, and it has a picture. And then what I do is I just glue them on the packet when I get it. So that way I know what it looks like. I am a visual learner. I have to see it. All right, these are white like they usually are. So we're going to stick those in. Just barely. About 1/4 of an inch. Need 3 more. Now in about 20 days, they'll germinate in about 7, but in about 20 days I'll put them out. So it's 120 days to make a pumpkin, yes. 20 days for pumpkins, 90 to 120, depending on the variety. Smaller ones go a little faster. All right, so these are all Winter Luxury. Now, the soil is moist, but I am going to give it just a light sprinkle on top, just to wet the seed. Okay, and this is a self-watering pot or planter. So I'm going to fill up the bottom of this. This mat will wick the water up to the seedlings. So while I'm gone for the week, they'll still be watered. Okay. So things are looking great in here in the high tunnel. Bees are buzzing. Bugs are bugging. And so far, so good. And through the magic of video, 2 weeks later, our pumpkin seeds have grown. So this was the Winter Luxury and the Junona. And they are ready to go into the ground because they have gotten more than their second leaf. So we're going to go plant those with the other pumpkins now and show you the progress on that too. So let's go. So the pumpkins are doing great. Of course the grass is in now, about to take over too, but the pumpkin plants are strong enough now and they will go ahead and vine out and won't be overtaken by the grass. So look how nice they're looking. So I'm going to put these last pumpkins in here and add them to the row. Well, we've had some good rain this weekend, but what we've been doing is bringing the water trailer out here and keeping these watered every weekend. So that has really helped. Ready to go. Okay, we've got all the pumpkins planted. I might do some more starts, some more seedlings to add in just so I'll have succession pumpkins. But with that, we're going to call this done. I'm going to water them in.